Attention passionate and loyal Cleveland Browns fans, a real storm is shaking the AFC North, and what's happening right now could completely transform the Browns' ambitions on their path to the Super Bowl. We're witnessing a monumental shift in power, one that could leave one of our fiercest division rivals stumbling for years. And you're hearing it here first. Before we dive deep, if you're part of the Dog Pound, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join this growing brotherhood. Let's reach the milestone of 2,000 subscribers together. Share this news with other fans and let the Browns' voice echo across the entire NFL. Now, hold on tight, Browns Nation. Browns fans. While everyone is focused on the big names in the draft, the real move Cleveland is preparing might be happening in the shadows. And if this is confirmed, it could completely change the identity of this defense. Because the name starting to surface isn't one that dominates headlines. It's not a top 10 pick. It's not surrounded by massive hype. It's a name that almost flies under the radar, but could be exactly the type of player this system needs, Keionte Scott. And this is where things get interesting and a little dangerous. Because the Cleveland Browns aren't just looking for talent, they're trying to build a new defensive identity under Mike Ruttenberg. And when a team changes its philosophy, it starts targeting very specific pieces. Players who fit like a glove. The Browns' defense wasn't just solid in 2025, it was one of the best in the league. Don't be fooled by their 14th ranking in points allowed, because that metric is heavily influenced by the performance of the offense and special teams. They allowed the 4th fewest yards in the league in 2025, a stat that better reflects how dominant this unit really was. In the NFL, change is inevitable, and the 2026 Cleveland Browns will look different from last year's team. One of those changes is the arrival of new defensive coordinator Mike Ruttenberg, replacing Jim Schwartz. As modern defenses continue to evolve, while still relying heavily on nickel formations, 5 defensive backs, the nickel defender has essentially become a starter. Last season, the Browns relied on Miles Harden in that role for most of the year. Harden allowed a passer rating of 120 in his coverage area, which fell well short compared to Denzel Ward, 88.1, and Tyson Campbell, 84.8. With all three returning in 2026, the Browns could still benefit from a major upgrade at the nickel position. That's where things get very interesting. ESPN analyst Matt Bowen, in his annual breakdown identifying the best prospect traits in the draft, may have found the perfect match for Cleveland. Keionte Scott, from the Miami Hurricanes, was identified as the top nickelback prospect in the class, with the added bonus of being considered the best blitzing defensive back in the entire draft. In other words, exactly what the Browns need. A versatile nickel defender could unlock everything Mike Ruttenberg wants to implement on defense. Scott's journey hasn't been easy. After starting at junior college, Snow College, he spent 3 years at Auburn before transferring to Miami for his final season, and that's where everything clicked. His breakout in 2025 was a major reason the Hurricanes reached the College Football Playoff National Championship. He finished the season with 64 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 2 interceptions, both returned for touchdowns, and 2 forced fumbles, both recovered.